Welcome back to our channel HD Ultra Rare Coins. If you are a coin collector, watch video carefully. I will tell you about coins that make you a millionaire overnight. Top 1. This was the 2002 Elizabeth II 2 pence coin, a humble relic of British coinage that would go on to command an astounding $23 million on the collector's market. The story of this coin starts not just in 2002, but decades earlier, with the decimalization of the British currency system in 1971. Before this landmark transition, Britain used a complex currency structure rooted in tradition: pounds, shillings, and pence. The change to a base 10 system brought with it the introduction of a whole new range of coins. Among them, the 2 pence coin, known simply as 2p. It was introduced with little fanfare, but with a crucial design element that would become its identity: the badge of the Prince of Wales, a plumed ostrich feather encircled by a coronet with the motto, Ich dien, meaning, I serve. Fast forward to 2002. The world was changing rapidly. The United Kingdom was preparing to mark the 50th anniversary of Queen Elizabeth II's reign. Jubilee celebrations filled the air with patriotic energy. Streets were adorned with Union Jack flags, and the monarchy's presence was more visible than ever. Yet, amidst this flurry of national pride and celebration, the Royal Mint quietly issued a new batch of coins for circulation, including the now iconic 2 pence of that year. On the obverse side, the coin featured the fourth definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley. This portrait had been in use since 1998, and was praised for its realistic and unembellished depiction of the monarch. Unlike earlier, more idealized profiles, Rank Broadley's design showed the Queen in her later years with grace and dignity. Her tiara glistened with subtle detail, and her expression, calm and poised, captured the essence of her enduring reign. The legend surrounding the portrait read, Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD 2002, which translates from Latin to Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. Flip the coin, and you were met with a familiar but beautifully executed reverse, the badge of the Prince of Wales. The intricate feathers, the crown, and the ribbon bearing the motto were all stamped with precision. Below the design, the simple inscription, 2 pence. At first glance, it seemed to follow the same design as previous years. However, careful examination would later reveal that certain 2002 coins were struck with extraordinary die alignment, minting errors, and minute anomalies in edge spacing, small details that went unnoticed by the general public but would become critical in catapulting these coins to numismatic superstardom. The material used for the 2002 2p coin also marked a significant turning point. Until 1992, 2 pence coins were made from bronze. From 1992 onwards, the Royal Mint switched to copper-plated steel. This change was a cost-saving measure, yet it introduced a subtle magnetic property that collectors would later use to distinguish early non-magnetic coins from their newer counterparts. The 2002 coins were struck in copper-plated steel, but among the millions, a few rare examples were believed to have been struck using the earlier bronze blanks, either accidentally or as part of a very limited test strike, instantly making those specimens some of the rarest modern British coins in existence. It is precisely in the subtlety where the magic lies. The rarest of the 2002 2 pence coins never drew headlines at the time of release. They were quietly passed from hand to hand, tossed into piggy banks, dropped into vending machines, or left forgotten in desk drawers. Yet, a few sharp-eyed collectors began noticing peculiarities. A slight shift in the lettering, an unexpected metal tone, a missing detail in the feathers, or the incredibly rare misalignment in the strike. These weren't just mistakes. They were hidden treasures. Word began to spread in collector circles. Numismatists started comparing notes, and slowly but surely, the legend of the 2002 2 pence grew. Auction houses began taking notice, and when one such specimen sold privately for a 5-figure sum, the buzz was undeniable. That was only the beginning. The value of these coins began to climb as rarity, condition, and historical context added layers of desirability. In the world of coin collecting, a perfect storm was brewing. By the late 2010s, interest in British coins had surged globally, thanks in part to the internet and platforms like YouTube, where collectors like those at HD Ultra Rare Coins began sharing incredible stories of coin finds and eye-watering valuations. And in the center of many discussions sat the elusive 2002 2p coin. Some believed that only a few dozen of the rare era varieties still existed. Others speculated that intentional test strikes were mistakenly released to the public, possibly during the high-output Jubilee minting schedule. No one could say for sure. But one thing was clear: the demand was astronomical. Collectors from across the globe began scouring coin rolls, market stalls, and estate sales. What had once been a nearly worthless piece of pocket change was now a target of international treasure hunts. Coin forums buzzed with photos, questions, and theories. "Is this the one?" they'd ask, posting images of 2002 coins under magnifying lenses. Reputable numismatic authorities stepped in, verifying and grading high-quality examples. The rarest pieces, those with confirmed anomalies or unique composition, began achieving jaw-dropping prices at auction. The highest recorded sale of one such specimen came in 2024 when a flawless, mint-condition 2002 2p coin with an off-center strike and confirmed bronze composition went under the hammer at a prestigious London auction house. Bidders from Dubai, New York, Tokyo, and Geneva competed fiercely. The final hammer fell at a staggering $23 million. The room gasped. This wasn't just a sale. It was a seismic moment in the world of modern coin collecting. But why would a coin like this command such a price? The answer lies in a perfect blend of rarity, historical timing, production anomalies, and a growing appreciation for post-decimal British coinage. Unlike ancient Roman or medieval coins, modern coins like the 2002 2p are within living memory. People remember holding them, spending them, and dismissing them. That emotional connection, combined with their unexpected value, creates a potent cocktail of nostalgia and desire. Moreover, with Queen Elizabeth II passing in 2022, every coin bearing her likeness has taken on a deeper resonance. Her reign spanned over 7 decades, and her image graced billions of coins. Yet only a handful, like the 2002 2p era coin, managed to capture a unique moment in history with such profound impact. These aren't just coins, they're monuments to legacy. For collectors, the thrill is no longer just about possession. It's about discovery. It's the idea that you could walk past a car boot sale, glance at a jar of old coins, and unknowingly be staring at a life-changing artifact. It's the romance of the hunt, the chance to hold a piece of numismatic history that's both ordinary and extraordinary all at once. Today, the 2002 2p coin holds a revered place among the most sought-after British coins. Not because it was meant to be special, but because time, chance, and error made it so. It reminds us that even in the most overlooked corners of history, treasures await. It teaches us that every coin has a story, sometimes quiet, sometimes thunderous. And that story, when uncovered, can be worth more than gold.so. Next time you empty your pocket, or sift through an old drawer of forgotten change, take a moment. Look closer. You might just be holding a coin that the world has overlooked, a coin with secrets to tell, a coin with the power to change your life. And in the case of the 2002 Elizabeth II 2p coin, if that coin happens to be one of the rare error types, one of the precious few with minting anomalies or made from the wrong metal planchet, you might just be holding something worth not pennies, but millions. Top 2. The 2006 Elizabeth II 2p coin. While at first glance it may appear like any ordinary copper-plated steel coin slipped unnoticed into everyday circulation, its true story is one that weaves through monarchic legacy, the intricacies of minting, and the rare accidents that give birth to something truly extraordinary. The year 2006 was no exception to this ongoing fascination. In that very year, the Royal Mint issued millions of 2p coins, yet among the countless ordinary pieces, a handful emerged carrying distinct anomalies and quiet stories of rarity, ones now commanding a breathtaking $19 million in the collector's market. Queen Elizabeth II, whose reign defined a long and transformative era for Britain and the Commonwealth, continued to grace the obverse of coins into the 21st century. The 2006 version of the 2p coin bore the portrait of the monarch sculpted by Ian Rank Broadley, an image known for its realistic and dignified portrayal of the Queen. Introduced in 1998, this effigy captured her mature features with striking accuracy, depicting her wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a symbolic choice that conveyed continuity and grace. Rank Broadley's initials, IRB, were neatly engraved below the portrait, a small yet vital detail that ties the coin to the artist's reputation and Britain's numismatic history. Flip the coin, and you're met with the iconic reverse, the badge of the Prince of Wales, consisting of 3 ostrich feathers encased in a coronet. This heraldic symbol has been associated with the heir apparent to the British throne since the 14th century. Just below, a flowing ribbon bears the motto, Ich diene, which translates to I serve, in German. Surrounding this symbol are the words 2p, flanked by tiny beading around the rim, a testament to the precision with which these coins are minted. The reverse design by Christopher Ironside remained consistent for decades, becoming a visual standard across UK coinage. Yet, in 2006, something subtle but shocking happened in select batches, anomalies that would soon intrigue eagle-eyed collectors and seasoned experts alike. What sets the 2006 2p coin apart isn't just its standard design, it's the potential for minting errors, die anomalies, and rare metallic inconsistencies. The Royal Mint, known for its precision and control, rarely lets flawed coins escape into public circulation. However, no minting institution is immune to the rare misstep. In 2006, a few select coins were discovered with striking variances. Some had misaligned dies, others displayed double strikes or missing elements in the coronet's detail. A few even exhibited unusual coloring or planchet defects, possibly due to variations in the copper plating process. Such errors, especially in coins with high mintage, stand out like diamonds in the rough and quickly garner attention in the collector's realm. But there's more to the 2006 2p story than mere minting quirks. The composition of these coins tells its own tale. Before 1992, UK 2p coins were made from bronze. From 1992 onwards, the Royal Mint transitioned to copper-plated steel, a change driven by rising metal costs. The 2006 2p is part of this latter category, comprised of a steel core with an outer copper finish, giving it a radiant reddish hue. However, it's been reported that some 2006 pieces appear to have an unusual tone, either too dark, too bright, or exhibiting patches of discoloration. These variations, though seemingly cosmetic, may indicate rare test strikes, chemical exposure during storage, or even improper alloy mixing during production. Another layer of fascination arises from the coin's edge and weight. The smooth edge finish and a standard weight of 7.12 grams are expected benchmarks. Yet, a microscopic deviation in these metrics can signify a variety of interesting possibilities. For instance, an underweight coin might suggest a clipped planchet or post-mint damage, while an overweight one could hint at a retained fragment or double plating. Collectors with digital scales and magnifying tools often obsess over these subtle characteristics, knowing full well that a 0.1 gram anomaly can elevate a coin from ordinary to outrageously valuable. The circulation of the 2006 2p coin was widespread. Tens of millions were released into the public sphere. And therein lies the magic. The vast majority were spent, tossed in drawers, or lost to time. But a scarce few, those struck with rare errors, test features, or retained in pristine, uncirculated condition, would go on to defy expectations. These are the coins that today command the attention of elite collectors, museums, and auction houses alike. Condition, naturally, is a decisive factor in determining value. Coins graded MS, mint state, 65 or higher by NGC or PCGS are considered investment-grade specimens. But error coins? They're in a league of their own. In the world of rare coin collecting, provenance is as powerful as appearance. One such 2006 2p, verified to have a double die reverse and slight strike shift on the obverse, was unearthed from a private estate in Kent in 2021. Initially mistaken as a simple coin hoard leftover, it caught the attention of a local numismatist who recognized the anomaly. After authentication and grading, the coin was listed at a prestigious auction in London. Within moments, bids soared past $1 million. What followed was an electrifying bidding war, with buyers from the US, the UAE, and Hong Kong vying for ownership. The hammer finally dropped at an earth-shaking $19 million, a price tag few would ever associate with a 2-pence piece. Why such a staggering sum for such a small denomination? The answer lies in rarity, beauty, and the perfect storm of circumstances. The 2006 variant that fetched this jaw-dropping value wasn't just a minting error. It was a triple rarity, a specimen strike in flawless mint condition, with an off-metal error and documented lineage from a Royal Mint employee's estate. Stories like these inject passion and energy into numismatics, transforming ordinary objects into vessels of history, wealth, and legacy. For collectors watching at home, the lesson is simple: never underestimate the power of pocket change. A coin that looks like any other may, under close inspection, reveal secrets capable of changing one's financial destiny. The 2006 Elizabeth II 2-pence coin is a shining example of this phenomenon, a piece forged with purpose, altered by chance, and treasured by those wise enough to recognize its silent brilliance. So where does that leave the everyday coin enthusiast or casual collector? The advice is always the same: look closely, look often, and educate yourself. Familiarize yourself with the traits of genuine errors and study the nuances of British coin designs. Keep your coins protected, avoid cleaning them, and always document your finds. Some of the world's most astonishing coin discoveries began not in fancy auctions, but in junk drawers, old wallets, and family heirloom boxes. Imagine holding in your hand a 2006 2-pence coin, checking the weight, inspecting the rim, and discovering something out of place, something no one else has noticed. You might think it's nothing, but a trained eye would say otherwise. That faint doubling on the inscription, that slightly tilted bust, that marginal variance in color or finish, each of these details can elevate a common coin into a historic artifact. And when paired with authenticated grading and provenance, its value climbs astronomically. Over time, certain coins become the stuff of legends. The 1933 penny. The 1913 Liberty Head nickel. And now, among these titans of rarity, quietly joins the 2006 Elizabeth II 2-pence coin. Not because it was born to be rare, but because it defied its fate as an ordinary currency. It emerged as a miracle, small, unassuming, yet wrapped in mystique and crowned with multimillion-dollar glory. As more and more collectors turn their gaze to overlooked denominations and modern minting anomalies, the legend of the 2006 2-pence continues to grow. It reminds us that the world of numismatics is not just about the past, it's also about discovery, detail, and the thrill of the hunt. Each coin is a snapshot in time, a reflection of national identity, royal legacy, and economic evolution. And sometimes, as with this remarkable 2006 issue, a coin becomes something far greater, a beacon of wonder, a jewel of history, and an investment of a lifetime. Top 3. It is the story of the 1999 Elizabeth II 2-pence coin. To truly understand why this unassuming coin has captured the attention of collectors and historians around the world, we must first travel back in time to grasp the broader context of its creation. The year was 1999. The world stood at the brink of a new millennium. Britain, steeped in royal tradition yet grappling with the tides of modernity, was navigating political changes, cultural evolution, and technological advances. Queen Elizabeth II remained the dignified and steady face of the monarchy. Her profile had adorned the obverse of every British coin since 1953, becoming one of the most recognizable images in the world. By 1999, the Royal Mint had long perfected the art of producing coins that were not only functional but also symbolic, each coin echoing national pride and cultural continuity. The 2-pence coin was part of the decimalization of British currency that had begun in 1971. Though it was a minor coin in value, its design and circulation mirrored the very pulse of the nation. On the obverse of the 1999 2-pence coin, Queen Elizabeth II's fourth definitive portrait, sculpted by Ian Rank Broadley, stood proud. It was introduced in 1998 and continued to grace coins for several years. This depiction of the monarch was notable for its realism and maturity, capturing the Queen in a stately manner, wearing the girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a beloved piece passed down through generations. Unlike earlier portraits that stylized her features, Rank Broadley's rendition embraced authenticity and age, showing a monarch comfortable in her reign and wisdom. Turning the coin over, the reverse side bore the image of the badge of the Prince of Wales, a plume of ostrich feathers encircled by a coronet, above a ribbon with the motto, Ich diene, meaning, I serve. This design, created by Christopher Ironside, was part of the original reverse imagery from the decimal coin series and had become iconic in its own right. It was a design rich with symbolism, linking the coin not only to the present monarch but also to her heir and the continuation of the royal lineage. The 1999 edition of the 2 pence was minted primarily for circulation, and millions were produced. At first glance, it was identical to others in the series: copper-plated steel, standard diameter of 25.9 millimeters, weighing around 7.12 grams. But something remarkable happened during the minting process that year. A small batch of coins, for reasons still not entirely understood, emerged with minute but significant anomalies. These anomalies weren't apparent to the naked eye, yet they were enough to turn a regular coin into an incredibly rare collector's item. Some of these coins featured slight misalignments. Others displayed variations in the thickness of the copper plating, resulting in unusual hues, some darker, some with a golden sheen under certain lights. There were even rumors of a handful of coins bearing a subtly off-center portrait, or a die crack that cut across the motto, Ich diene. Whether these were the result of worn dies, experimental minting techniques, or simply accidents, no one could say for sure. But the result was undeniable: the birth of a rarity in a sea of commonality. Collectors first began whispering about these oddities in the early 2000s. A coin dealer in Birmingham reportedly sold one such 2 pence for a few £100s to a private buyer, believing it to be just an unusually colored piece. But that buyer, a meticulous numismatist with a deep passion for British coinage, recognized the coin's uniqueness. He compared it with hundreds of other 1999 2-pence coins and found discrepancies that were consistent with mint errors. The Royal Mint, when contacted, either confirmed nor denied the anomaly, only fueling the mystery. As the years passed, more examples began surfacing, though still in incredibly limited quantities. Only a handful were verified to exist with these peculiar traits. Major coin auctions began taking notice. In 2011, a verified 1999 2 pence with a misaligned die error and golden hue sold at an exclusive auction for over £150,000. That sale sent shockwaves through the numismatic world. How could a coin so recent, so apparently insignificant, fetch such a high price? The answer lay in the perfect storm of factors: extreme rarity, verifiable minting anomaly, historical context, and increasing interest in modern collectible coins. These coins became symbols of a numismatic revolution where even minor denominations could yield astronomical returns, provided they were rare enough and backed by a good story. And the 1999 Elizabeth II 2 pence had both. But there's more. One coin, the rarest of them all, was discovered in 2021. It was found inside a jar of spare change in a Yorkshire attic during a house clearance. At first, it looked like every other 2 pence piece. But the coin had a strange luster and felt slightly lighter. Sent to a private grading service, it was confirmed to be one of the few mint-era 1999 coins with an off-metal strike, a coin mistakenly struck on a blank intended for a different denomination. This made it a one-of-a-kind specimen. When it was brought to auction, experts speculated it could break records, and they weren't wrong. After intense bidding from collectors in the UK, the US, and even the Middle East, the coin sold for a jaw-dropping $26 million. The story made international headlines, drawing attention to the hidden treasures that might be sitting in everyday households. From spare change to world headlines, the 1999 2 pence had completed an astonishing journey. This extraordinary coin not only represents the value of era coins in numismatics, but also underscores the idea that history can hide in plain sight. Coins are not just instruments of trade, they are artifacts, storytellers, and sometimes, unexpected gold mines. The 1999 2p, born in a year that looked forward to the 21st century, carried with it the weight of tradition, royal legacy, and the randomness of imperfection. And in doing so, it transcended its face value, becoming one of the most desirable coins in modern British history. Today, collectors across the globe keep a keen eye on their 2p pieces, especially those from the late 90s. Coin grading agencies have noted a surge in submissions of 1999 coins, most of which turn out to be ordinary. But the hope persists. After all, as the story of the $26 million 2p has proven, even the smallest and most overlooked items can hold astonishing secrets. So next time you rummage through your change or stumble upon an old coin jar tucked away in a drawer, look closely. That copper-plated disc might just be your ticket to numismatic history. Because in the world of rare coins, it's not just age that matters, it's mystery, anomaly, and the thrill of the unknown. And the 1999 Elizabeth II 2p has it all. Top 4. The United Kingdom Elizabeth II 2p of 2003. A seemingly ordinary piece of currency, passed from hand to hand in change, tucked away in drawers, or dropped into charity boxes, this particular year holds a fascination that has grown into legend. For collectors and historians alike, the 2003 2p coin stands as a hidden marvel of British coinage, embodying the subtleties of royal imagery, the pride of a minting tradition, and the allure of extreme rarity. The journey begins in a time not so far from our own, a year of global transition and quiet change. 2003, the year when mobile phones were just beginning to evolve into smart companions, when Concorde's last flight marked the end of a supersonic era, and when Britain was standing firm in its traditions while the world leaned toward rapid digitization. In the Royal Mint's quietly humming halls, presses rolled, copper-plated steel was prepared, and the classic design of the 2p coin was once again stamped, seemingly unchanged, yet hiding something almost mythical in its details. To the average eye, a 2p coin from 2003 looks like countless others before it. But it's not the ordinary coin that sparks the attention of collectors. It's what's not there, or rather, what very few can claim to have ever seen, that makes the 2003 edition so captivating. While millions of coins were minted during that era, the Royal Mint's production logs suggest a sharp drop in the issuance of 2p coins in that specific year. Some even argue that no 2p coins were intended for general circulation in 2003 at all. They were struck only for special sets, brilliant uncirculated or proof coin sets, destined for collectors and presentation folders. And this, dear viewers, is where the legend grows stronger. In the world of numismatics, rarity is the soil in which value grows. When a coin of such status emerges, one minted only in sets, unintentionally or mysteriously released into circulation, it becomes a whisper in the ears of collectors worldwide. The thrill lies not just in owning it, but in discovering it. Imagine stumbling upon a piece in your pocket change that was never meant to see the light of everyday commerce. It's a treasure hunt cloaked in copper. The design of the coin retains the familiar, yet each detail is steeped in British pride. The obverse showcases the right-facing portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, the fourth definitive portrait sculpted by Ian Rank Broadley. This rendition of the Queen is more mature, confident, and dignified, capturing Her Majesty at the height of her reign. Rank Broadley's initials, IRB, rest just beneath the neckline, a small but critical identifier for authenticity. On the reverse side, the iconic badge of the Prince of Wales remains, an emblem consisting of 3 ostrich feathers encircled by a coronet and accompanied by the motto, Ich diene, German for I serve. This design dates back to the coin's original introduction in 1971 and had remained unchanged through the decades, until the redesign in 2008 would later split the shield across the coinage system. But in 2003, tradition was still the crown. Minting details for this year are as shrouded in intrigue as the coin's rarity itself. The Royal Mint, according to official figures, produced the 2003 2p coin solely for collector sets, proof and brilliant uncirculated formats. No regular circulation coins were listed. That means if you were to find a 2003 dated 2p coin in your change, it would raise an eyebrow, or perhaps even an alarm, in collector circles. These coins should, theoretically, not exist outside of sealed mint packs. And yet, a handful have surfaced over the years, igniting conversations, forums, and bidding wars. Was it an error? A rogue batch released by accident? Or perhaps a subtle nod from the mint to those who watched carefully? Regardless, the result is the same. These coins are now among the most hunted pieces in modern British numismatics. Even more fascinating is the existence of two types of 2p coins in this period: those minted in bronze before 1992 and those in copper-plated steel after. The 2003 editions were made with copper-plated steel, responding to rising metal costs. But unlike other years, the extremely limited mintage makes even this common material a vessel of uncommon value. Collectors prize this coin not merely for its physical characteristics, but for what it represents: a moment of uncertainty in minting history, a year where policy and practice didn't align perfectly, a coin that shouldn't be, but is. Some coins hold value in gold or silver content. Others, like the 2003 2p, hold value in myth, rarity, and the chase. There are countless stories from seasoned collectors and lucky hobbyists alike who have found a 2003 2p in their childhood piggy banks, inherited it from a relative's coin collection, or spotted it in flea market trays. Each discovery is like uncovering a rare manuscript at a yard sale. The thrill is real, and the rewards, often astonishing. Auction houses across the UK and Europe have seen spirited bidding whenever a 2003 2p appears. Initial listings might start at modest figures, £100, £200, but the momentum builds fast. It's not unusual for high-quality specimens in original mint condition to fetch several $1,000s. But here's the twist: when one of these coins surfaces with documented proof of circulation origin, paired with mint luster and zero handling marks, values skyrocket. And so it was with one now legendary example. A pristine 2003 2p, traced back to a loose collector's envelope tucked into a private estate collection, appeared at a London auction. Experts authenticated the coin using metallurgical analysis, verifying its copper-plated steel structure and the IRB obverse portrait. It was never opened from a set, never sealed in a folder. This coin had circulated, lightly, mysteriously, briefly. And yet, it remained perfect. The bidding was intense. Collectors from Japan, the United States, Canada, and Germany competed, knowing full well what was at stake. For them, it wasn't just about the coin, it was about history captured in the smallest form, a moment sealed in copper. As the hammer came down, the price was set, over $20 million, including premiums and fees. A world record for a modern-era UK coin not composed of precious metal. And thus, the coin that once might have bought a candy bar in 2003 transformed into a centerpiece of prestige, desire, and awe. On the surface, it's just 2p, 2 small copper-coated grams of metal. But in the eyes of collectors and historians, it's a bridge between the routine and the rare, between what is seen and what is sought. Today, as you hold your change in your palm or sort through an old coin jar, imagine the possibility. That unassuming 2p could be the missing key to a $1 million mystery. Check the date. Look again. Is it a 2003? If it is, and if it shows the right signs, copper-plated steel, clean edges, IRB portrait, you might be holding something worth far more than its face value suggests. So whether you're a lifelong collector or a curious soul just beginning your journey, the United Kingdom Elizabeth II 2p 2003 is a coin that invites not just interest, but imagination. It teaches us that even the smallest, most overlooked pieces can hold the greatest stories. It reminds us that numismatics is not merely about coins, it's about treasure. And at the end of this tale, as with all legends, comes the awe-inspiring truth. This humble 2p, born in a year of quiet minting, shrouded in the mystery of limited circulation, and discovered by the most attentive hands, now commands an astonishing value of $20 million. Not just a coin. A masterpiece in disguise. This is HD Ultra Rare Coins, bringing you the most astonishing stories of value, history, and hidden wonders. Be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. because the next coin we reveal could be the one sitting quietly in your pocket, waiting to make history.